Birdie39 channel, welcome. Right, ages ago, I did a video on this Gumout stuff. I wanted to put it in this car and I was gonna do another video shortly after to kind of review it, whether it works or not. And everybody knows about Gumout, it's quite famous on the internet. Well, as soon as you research like fuel additives, you'll definitely hear about this stuff. Does it work? Yes, it does. It made a positive difference to this car. I wanted to do a video, it took too long to get back to doing this video, but basically you've got to run one full bottle through a full tank of fuel. So this car is quite economical. I don't use it that much. I go everywhere on my motorbike, so this car doesn't get used that often. So it took me a long time to get through 3 full tanks. I actually did 4 because I bought a pack of 6 of these, and the other 2 I'm using on my motorbike and my wife's car. This is the last of that pack of 6. There's a little bit left in there. You can see the bottle's all faded. It's because I leave it outside next to my bike. When I come home after putting fuel in it, I just put a little bit in. So it makes some bold claims here on the bottle. It says cleans complete fuel system, restores fuel economy. I may have been in trouble I was having actually finishing a tank of fuel. It's making my car more economical. Improves engine performance. Does it? This car, I swear, over winter it just started up nicer and just settled to a smooth idle. It sounded nicer and felt smoother really quickly. So I think it made a positive difference on starting the car. Stabilizes fuel and oil. I don't really know about that. Helps smooth rough idling. Yeah, there you go. Did that. Lubricates upper cylinders, whatever. Fights ethanol corrosion, maybe. That's going to be important, because modern fuels have got loads of ethanol in. It's not good for your car. Cleans direct and indirect fuel injectors. Removes moisture. Helps pass emissions testing. Removes fuel deposits and oil residue. Might be good for cleaning, like just putting this stuff on a rag if you're wiping up oily tools and stuff. It might be a good cleaner as well. But yeah, this stuff I think is well worth the money. I bought a pack of 6 because I wanted to run a few cans through this car. I did actually 4, not 3 full tanks. So I was quite happy with it. I was noticing even after on the second one, I was starting to really I noticed the idle, and I started to feel it's not like that makes your car more powerful, it doesn't add horsepower, but I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels like the car is lighter, so it has more potential. It feels more like urgent on the throttle, like a little bit more sporty perhaps. So it doesn't feel more powerful. It's like you took a load of the interior out and the car's lighter. It feels a bit more responsive on a throttle, I guess. Is the best way I can describe it. So yeah, I really recommend it. It really worked out on this car. But this car, just tell you about this car. It's a 1985 Nissan Bluebird, I had one owner before, and I think that owner just tootled about to like the shops and back in it. Just put it back in a garage. It was immaculate underneath the car. The car was sort of clean but not polished, like just a normal use, but hardly, someone who doesn't really care about cars used it a little and sort of looked after it. They didn't abuse it basically, but yeah, it needed a lot of polishing up and like just sort of general maintenance. Like I had to change the spark plugs, did the cam belt, did oil the gearbox, change the oil, obviously air filter. Just sort of general maintenance was lacking a little bit on this car, but basically low mileage, great condition car. And yeah, this made a difference. So yeah, my experience was very positive with this, and I think it's going to depend on what you've got and how it's been looked after in the past. But yeah, certainly an older car that was perhaps not maintained to the top level, this stuff really cleaned it out. Tell you what, it's well hot in Japan this summer. I think it's been on the news. You know what my opinion is? It's proper hot in loads of places in the world, and people are suffering way more than we are in Japan, so I ain't gonna complain. Right, I want to show you the oil, I'm not showing the level, I'm showing you the colour of it. The car's due for an oil change anyway, so I'm not too worried about this, but yeah, it was fresh and clean, before I started using it. It's got a bit of colour to it now, got a bit dark. So I do wonder whether it's good advice to tell you to start putting that stuff in before you're planning to change your oil, or just be aware that you may need to change your oil after using it, because its decarbonising effects are quite good, I think. So yeah, if you just get the oil changed, especially if you're paying people to do it for you, you spend a load of money getting it done, and then you start using that stuff, you might make that oil really sort of black and dirty straight away. So yeah, consider that. Okay, so that was my experience with Gumout, and the real test is, would I recommend it? Yes, I would. And the even bigger test than that is, will I buy it again for myself? Yes, I will. I'm going to do it. But you know what? For this car, I think my ownership is coming to an end, so I'm considering selling it. And there's nothing wrong with the car. It's not like I'm even that bored of it. But you know what it is? My taste in cars is, I like cars that need a bit of work, a bit of tinkering. Like I like cars that need me. This car is just good condition and it just works. It's so reliable. For me, that ownership, like maybe I'm weird because this is not what most people are, but for me, that's kind of boring. I like cars that need a bit of help. So this car, I'm considering selling it. I've had it like coming up a year and a half. So yeah, if you're interested, I may do another proper video, like going in depth with everything, talking about everything I did to the car, all the parts I've got for it and whatnot. There we go. It purrs, mate. It purrs. It's all very original and in, not perfect, it's in used condition, but very good used condition. This is all I don't think it's ever sat in really, the whole time it was used before me. Fish not included in the sale. I'm going to get rid of these seat covers because they actually annoy me now. I hate the Japanese doily ones. I've still got those doily looking ones, so I can put those in with the car. I think they've got Bluebird written on them as well. They're proper specific to this car. But you can take those or leave them, whatever you want. They're still very original. I'll show you in the back. Jack's in there, original toolkit's under there. This piece, I misplaced all the like pop rivet things when I took this off, so I think I put them in a little bag. I can't find that little bag. I think they're in my toolbox somewhere. Anyway, if I can't find them, I'll replace those. So it's just a piece that needs to go back on there. There was never any cover on the inside of that when I bought the car. The only thing I've really done to it is to take it away from being the standard Bluebird is the back box, which was like a Toyota AE86. It was modified slightly to fit on this car. It's not overly loud, it's got a nice sort of bassy tone to it, so I was happy with that. I've never owned a car before that I didn't lower almost immediately or within like the first few months I owned it. I've had this over a year, I still haven't lowered it. This is very unusual for me to do. Basically because I'm more into my motorbikes, so they get all my attention when they need work, I work on them. I can't just spend all my hours working on my toys, so my bikes have got priority over the year, so I haven't really spent money or done modifications to this one. It's probably a good thing when it comes to selling it. I think people would, even if they're planning to modify a car, they're probably more likely to want to buy a standard one because it's just more fun to do their own thing too. They're a bit more trustworthy, I guess, when you buy a standard car as it left the factory than one someone's tinkered with. But yeah, there you go. I'll do another video on it anyway in the future. But yeah, Gumout. Get Gumout. It's good stuff.